to remit their health insurance deductions to hospitals, failure to which they will down their tools. Now the teachers lamented the severe hardship they are facing due to unpaid remittances, which have left them without access to essential health services.
We are not receiving treatment, that is EMBU, and we must say it categorically that we are no longer going to stomach this. We are sick, we are tired, and we are fed up with always going to the hospitals and then being told that there is no treatment that is going on.
Tunauliza serikali iweze kuwajibika, hizi hospitali zilipo ndio walimu wetu waweze kupata matibabu. Na tunasema kwa muda wa wiki moja hivi, siku 7, kama hospitali hazitakuwa zimelipwa, walimu wetu wapate mandawa, then sisi kama walimu tutajitokeza, tuende mpaka kwa hizo ofisi za insurance, tuwafurushe, kwa sababu ile kazi wanafaa kufanya ni kama wafanyi, na walimu wetu wako na shida.
Tunapatia mwajiri siku 7. Baada hiyo siku 7 tutaita walimu wote ili tuweze kuandamana, na tukiandamana haitakuwa jambo mzuri. Tunataka kuvunza, sisi ni walimu watulivu, sisi tunatii sheria, na sisi tunapenda watoto. Hatutaki wiki ijayo walimu wakifungua tunataka waendelee kutibiwa vizuri. Baada ya siku 7 pasi itatupindi tuite walimu wote ili tuitishe kile kilicho chetu.
Now, rising cases of sexual abuse among teenage pregnancies have raised concern among educationists and government officials who are now moving to contain the situation. This has forced educationists, religious leaders and gender equity organizations to team up with the government to tackle incidences where young schoolgirls are turning into mothers at early ages.
By the Forum for Women Educationists, religious leaders and gender equity organizations in partnership with the government came to the rescue of young school-going girls who had become victims of early pregnancies.
A manner that it is respectful.
The forum, which targeted over 20 counties, reported a drop in the cases of pregnancies in school-going girls. This is after an introduction of a move dubbed Tuseme, which involved learners and teachers to deal with the menace.
Mwaka wa 2020, wakati turudi kutoka shule kutoka ile enzi ya COVID, tulikuwa na wasichana 13 kwa klasi ya KCSE. Kwa hao wasichana 13, 7 wao walipata mimba na wakazaa during KCSE. Then thereafter, in 2022, we had 2, na tukaona hizo cases zimeenda zikipungua. Kama mwaka wa 2023 we had none, na mwaka huu hatuna msichana yoyote ambao akona mimba.
Frederick Madenge from Kirenga Primary School acknowledged the empowerment of the girls through Tuseme Club.
Wale wote wametoka shule, tumeweka jitihada through Fawe Kenya na tumewarudisha shule.
The Educationist Forum noted big success of the initiative and further asked for continued support from the community.
We've had sessions in the community where the chiefs are leading, are taking part in ensuring that the knowledge on prevention of teenage pregnancies from the male perspective is also included, so that they can be able to, as a community as a whole, they can be able to now know that as men, we are responsible for these teenage pregnancies, and these are some of the ways that we can be able to reduce cases of teenage pregnancies from reoccurring each and every time. We've had the religious leaders also speak in churches about teenage pregnancy, because it's a menace, it's a vice that is happening everywhere.
Thika West Deputy County Commissioners said they have intensified war on illicit drugs around schools in a move to protect learners from men preying school-going girls.
Ile hatua ambayo tunachukua ni kuhakikisha kwamba wale ambao wanahusika kwa kusambaza ama kuuza mihadarati, sio tu kwa mashule bali hata kwa community, tunachukua hatua ya kuwashika na kupeleka kotini.
Anthony Kwemoi, K24 TV.
Now, university and college students with special needs are seeking to be included in the proposed dialogue between the government and the Gen Z to end street protests. The special needs students want their grievances to be addressed at policy-making level. Some of the concerns they have raised include their protection and safety.
We are here as a team from the Universities and College Students with Special Needs Association of Kenya. This is an institution or a student union that brings together students with disabilities from different institutions countrywide. And so we're coming in here to issue a press based on the ongoing happenings, based on the protests that we've been having on the Reject Finance Bill 2024 protests. And we call upon the apparatus, especially within the parliament, to also come in to solve the standoff that are coming in, because I know there are lots of legal interpretations to the move by the president. And so we hope that that will also be mitigated upon so that it works well, because the finance bill as it was going to impair the lives of persons with disabilities hugely. Remember, even on the budgetary cuts that the president is recommending, we really hope that it won't touch on the issues about education provision and even provision of other crucial services that are to be provided to persons with disabilities, or that persons with disabilities hugely require. So we hope that all these, through the efforts by the parliament, will be, through the parliamentary intervention, will be worked on, so that we see the welfare of persons with disabilities handled and supported at large.
Now, residents of Juja are dealing with a surge in hyena attacks. Now, in the past 4 months, the wild animals have killed 3 people, including a 10-year-old boy. The rise in human-wildlife conflict has been blamed primarily on humans encroaching on wildlife habitats, but residents of Juja blame improper disposal of livestock, among other factors.
Residents of Juja, a town some 30 kilometers north of Nairobi, live in constant fear of hyenas. 41-year-old security guard Pauline Mukami is the latest victim of an attack. On her way from work one evening, she encountered a wild animal that wanted to eat her alive.
Alikuwa anajaribu kunirukia shingo.
The hyena tried to jump on my neck. By luck, I turned around and I was able to face him. I got help from another man nearby. He was telling me not to run. If you run, it may jump on you and bite you. I didn't run, and then it started walking ahead of me. Then it saw the flashlight from a motorbike and it ran away.
Tie Ole Munani's 10-year-old son was not lucky. He was attacked in January by a pack of hyenas while with his friends. It dragged him 300 meters to this thicket where his remains were found. The father is struggling to accept the loss.
The death of my son has affected me a lot. He was a good boy, and among all my children there is no one like him. When I go to work in the evening, he will tell me not to fear anything and not to get tired, because if you get tired, we won't get educated.
Juja has recorded 3 fatal hyena attacks and several injuries since January. Kenya's Wildlife Service has captured at least 10 hyenas in the area since that time, but some still roam the area at night, worrying locals like Edward Omani.
These hyenas have scared us. We go to work late, and you do your work while you are worried, fearing for the family you left behind. You are thinking maybe the hyenas are back and attacked my family. It scares us a lot.
The hyenas' return to the area is blamed in part on abandoned quarries, which are a perfect place for them to hide before coming out to attack people. Inadequate disposal from butcheries is also to blame. Philip Murudi is the deputy head of the African Wildlife Foundation. He says proper waste disposal is critical to mitigating human-wildlife conflict.
More as it is about wildlife behavior, it's also about human behavior. So, for example, if you have an open dump where you're also throwing your refuse from the butcheries, from the meat and the bones, that's an attraction to animals. Hyenas are going to come and look for that. So keeping the environment clean is part of this equation.
Kenya Wildlife Service officials are urging residents of Juja to stay calm when confronted by hyenas and not to move until the hyena starts walking away. Environmental experts, however, say the ultimate solution is getting the animals out of residential areas.
All right, now Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is currently attending a fundraiser event for Maragua Endowment Fund. Gachagua had been scheduled to attend a church fundraiser in aid of Kaharati Catholic Church, only to arrive and find the event cancelled. Now, the church function was allegedly cancelled last night by the Bishop for Buranga Catholic Diocese, Maria Hyena. Now, we'll be giving you the details of that later on in our subsequent bulletins. On K24 Newscast, we'll be back in a few.